I, Jia Ramawat.
I, Aryavi.
Wholesome greetings to India on the occasion of Samvidhan Divas. November 26 is marked as Constitution Day in India every year. The day was chosen to honor the adoption of Indian Constitution was drafted by the Indian Constituent Assembly after almost the time period of 2 years, 11 months and 28 days. The constitution came in force or was enacted 2 months later on 26th January 1950, which is celebrated as the Republic Day in India. After India's independence, the country was in need of a constitution in order to establish the rule of the land. In December 1946, the Constituent Assembly was formed in 299 members who were elected by the members of the Provincial Assembly. The Constituent Assembly was created the initial draft of the India's constitution. The first draft was created by Benegal Narsingh Rao, while the 7 members of the drafting committee, Alladi Krishnaswamy Iyer, N. Gopal Swamy, B.R. Ambedkar, K.M. Munshi, Muhammad Sadullah, B.L. Mittal, and D.P. Khaitan, made thousands of amendments over the next few years. Unit the Indian Constitution was finalized. India's constitution makers were inspired by the constitutions of United Kingdom, the States, United States, Ireland, Australia, France, Canada, Germany, and Soviet South Africa and Japan on November 26, 1949. Articles 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 60, 324, 366, 367, 379, 380, 388, 391, 392, 393, and 394 of the Indian Constitution came into force as the Constitution was adopted. The rest of the Constitution came into force on the 26th January 1950. In 2015, on the 125th birth anniversary of B.R. Ambedkar, the Union government announced its plans to make November 26 as Constitution Day. The aim of the day was to encourage people to inculcate the constitutional values in their lives.
Now, the Constitution of India is made up of a preamble, four articles, parts, and schedules. Earlier, it had 395 articles, 22 parts, and 8 schedules, but presently, it has 448 articles, 25 parts, and 12 schedules. Now, I would like to tell the schedules. The schedules are as follows. First schedule. It lists the states and territories of India. Second schedule. It lists the salaries of officials holding public offices. Third schedule. It forms of oaths and affirmations of offices for elected officials, including judges. Fourth schedule. It contains allocation of text seats in the Rajya Sabha per state or union territory. Fifth schedule, it contains provisions as to the administration and control of scheduled areas and scheduled tribes. Sixth schedule, it contains provisions as to the administration of tribal areas in the states of Assam, Meghalaya, Tripura and Mizoram. Seventh schedule, it contains the union, state and concurrent list of responsibilities. Eighth schedule, it contains list of 22 languages of India recognized by the Constitution. Ninth schedule, it contains acts and orders related land, texture, land tax, industries and railways. 10th schedule contains provision of disqualification on grounds of defection. 11th schedule it contains provisions of Panchayati Raj. 12th schedule it contains provisions of municipal corporation. Now the article. Now the fundamental rights. The fundamental rights are classified into following 6 categories. Right to equality, Article 14 to 18. In Article 14 deals with equality before law. 15. Prohibition of discrimination. Article 16 deals with equality of opportunity in public employment. Article 17 deals with abolition of untouchability. And Article 18 deals with abolition of titles. Now the second fundamental right is right to freedom. Article 19 to 22. Article 19 contains protection of 6 rights: rights to freedom of speech and expression, right to assemble peaceably and without arms, right to form associations or unions or cooperative societies, right to move freely throughout the territory of India, right to reside and settle in any part of the territory of India, right to practice any profession or to carry on any occupation, trade, or business. Article 20 contains protection in respect of conviction for offences. Article 21 protection of life and personal liberty, and Article 21A contains deals with right to education, and Article 22 contains protection against arrest and detention. Right against exploitation, Article 23 and 24. Article 23 deals with prohibition of human trafficking and forced labor, and Article 24 contains prohibition of child labor. Right to freedom of religion. Article 25 and 26. Article 25 deals with freedom of conscience, profession, practice, and propagation. Article 26 deals with freedom to manage religious affairs. And Article 28 deals with freedom from attending religious instruction. Now the fifth fundamental right, educational and cultural rights. Article 20, protection of interest of minorities, and Article 30, right of minorities to establish and administer educational institutions. Now the sixth fundamental right, right to constitutional remedies. Article 32 to 35. Article 32 deals with right to remedies for the enforcement of the fundamental rights using five writs: habeas corpus to direct the release of a person detained unlawfully, mandamus to direct a public authority to do its duty, quo warranto to direct a person to vacate an office assumed wrongfully, prohibition to prohibit a lower court from proceeding on a case, Sentiori, the power of the higher court to remove a proceeding from a lower court and bring it before itself. Article 33. It deals with empowers the Parliament to restrict or abrogate the fundamental rights of the members of the armed forces, paramilitary forces, police forces, intelligence agencies, and analogous forces. Article 34 deals with provides for the restrictions on fundamental rights while martial law is enforced. Article 35 it contains empowering of the parliament to make laws on fundamental rights. Now, at last I would like to tell fundamental duties. Fundamental duties. It shall be the duty of every citizen of India. First, to abide by the Constitution and respect its ideal and institutions, the national flag and the national anthem. Second, to cherish and follow the noble ideals which inspired our national struggle for freedom. Third, to uphold and protect the sovereignty, unity, and integrity of India. Fourth, to defend the country and render national services when called upon to do so. Fifth, to promote harmony and the spirit of common brotherhood amongst all the people of India, transcending religious, linguistic, and regional or sectional diversity, to renounce practices derogatory to the dignity of women. 6. To value and preserve the rich heritage of our composite culture. 7. To protect and improve the natural environment including forests, lakes, rivers, wildlife, and to have compassion for living creatures. 8. To develop the scientific temper, humanism, and the spirit of inquiry and reform. 9. To safeguard public property and to abjure violence. 10. To strive towards excellence in all spheres of individual and collective activities so that the nation constantly rises to higher levels of endeavor and achievement. 11. Who is a parent or guardian to provide opportunities for education to his child or as the case may be, what between the age of 6 and 14 years.
Now, the original Indian Constitution, when adopted by the Constituent Assembly in 1949, had 395 articles, 22 parts, and 8 schedules. Many other articles and many other parts were added to it by the subsequent constitutional amendments. As of now, the Indian Constitution has about 448 articles, 25 parts, and some important parts of the Indian Constitution is right to equality, Article 14 to 18, right to freedom, Article 19 to 22, right against exploitation, Article 23 and 24, right for freedom of religion, Article 25 to 28, cultural and educational rights, Article 29 and 30. The fundamental duties are in Part 5A to Article 51A. Part 5 consists of unions, Part 6 consists of states, Part 7 238 repealed, Part 8, 239 to 242, Union Territories. The articles of the Constitution talk about the duties of the three main parts of the government: the executive, the legislative branch, and the judicial branch. The articles also talk about the separate powers of federal and state government and how to change the Constitution. Thank you.
Thank you and have a nice day.
धन्यवाद बच्चों।